to all the dear students. This is chapter number 14, Circle of Standard 10, and this is part 1 in which I am explaining you different concepts of our circle and its theorem, which are very important for solving your exercise 14a. Hello friends, today we are going to start chapter number 14, Circle. So let us study first of all some important concepts about circle, which you may have studied in your previous classes, but I am recalling it again for the better understanding. So first of all students, I am drawing a circle here. So let us study different parts of the circle. This is the circle. Now what is the circle's definition? Many students are misconception having circle definition. Circle means a closed figure, or you can say a closed curve, who's having a fixed point, and the points closed curve having a distance, fixed distance. Several points are lying in the shape. So the distance of these points which lie from the fixed point, it is called the circle, and it is a closed figure. So I am writing here, circle is defined as a closed figure, or it is a closed curve. You can say curve, and it has fixed point. From that point, the sets, or you can say the group of the points lying in a specific manner. So this is form a circle here. Okay, so it has a fixed point from which some points are lying at a constant distance. So this is what the circle we defined as. Now what is this called as the fixed point? This fixed point is called the center of the circle. So here I am writing, what is this? This is center of the circle, and the constant distance, this is the constant distance from the center to the other points of the circle, that is called the radius. So here I am writing, this is called radius. One more thing, that if the line segment which passes through the center and whose endpoints lie on the circumference of the circle, so that is known as diameter. So this line is called diameter. So these are the basic understanding about the circle. One more thing, that is chord. So here, anywhere in the circle, a line segment is drawn whose endpoints are lying on the circle, or you can say on the circumference of the circle, then it is said to be a chord. So here, this is the chord. Chord can lie anywhere. It is smaller, sometimes bigger. So students, you can draw like this way, anyway. Here, the biggest chord is the diameter. We all know that the biggest chord will always passes through the center, and the biggest chord is nothing but the diameter. So I am writing here, what is radius? So the fixed distance from center to the circle is called radius. What is the relation of radius and diameter? We all know diameter is always double than radius. Okay, and what is called whose two endpoints lie on the circle. This line segment, I write like this, the line segment whose endpoints lie on the circle is called chord. Is called chord here. Okay, student. So these are the basic things we are learning about the circle. So after this we are going to learn about the segment. Okay, so what is segment here? Segment is nothing but, I draw the another figure so that you can understand more. See here, this is the center of the circle. Now I draw here one chord, right? So the segment is the. Now students, first of all we learn about cyclic quadrilateral. Now what the cyclic quadrilateral is, that I am explaining here with the help of figure. So I am drawing a figure here. You see, this is the circle I have drawn. This is the center of the circle. Now cyclic quadrilateral means whose all four vertices lie on the circle or the circumference of the circle, then it is said to be a cyclic quadrilateral. Again I am repeating, what is cyclic quadrilateral? Quadrilateral whose all four vertices lie on the circle is called cyclic quadrilateral. Let me give name here, A, B, C, D. Cyclic quadrilateral, and this is the center O. Suppose we give here name O. So students, this way you can understand the cyclic quadrilateral. Now it is clear everybody that what is cyclic quadrilateral? Whenever in the figure you see that all four vertices lie on the circle, it is called cyclic quadrilateral. Now next thing, we are going to learn one theorem on cyclic quadrilateral. See students, now I will take all the concepts according to cyclic quadrilateral only. So first, the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So here you can see angle A and angle C are the opposite angles of the cyclic quadrilateral. So here it is given they are supplementary. So how? I explain you here, angle DAB plus angle DCB is equal to 180 degrees. Supplementary angles means we all know that sum of the angles must be 180 degree, then it is said to be supplementary angle. So here in the figure you can see angle A and C are the supplementary angles. Again angle B and D also supplementary angles. So sometimes in the question they might give you x degree and y degree here, okay, as B and D. So how do we write here that x degree, that is angle B plus angle D, is equal to 180 degree, or we can write x degree plus y degree is equal to 180 degree. So this is how we can understand this theorem, that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are always supplementary. So this is one theorem we have studied about the cyclic quadrilateral. Now one more theorem students, here I am explaining you, that is when the cyclic quadrilateral, one side of the cyclic quadrilateral is extended, so the exterior angle so formed is always opposite to its interior angle. So let us understand it by figure. So now the next theorem on cyclic quadrilateral, if a side of a cyclic quadrilateral is produced. So see here I am explaining you by the figure. So here you can see this is the circle drawn, this is the center of the circle. Now let us draw one quadrilateral which is cyclic quadrilateral. So here we draw a cyclic quadrilateral. Now suppose this names I am giving here, the names of the quadrilateral as A, B, C, D, right? side is to be produced. It means I am producing it here like this. Okay, so the exterior angle so formed. Here you can see this is the exterior angle formed here. This angle is always equal to the opposite interior angle. So see students, in the figure ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. I have produced side DC here. So the exterior angle formed here. So suppose I am writing here E. So this BCE point is equal to angle DAB. So here the thing is angle BCE. I have written here E, BCE equal to angle DAB. Angle DAB. Always students, the exterior angle so formed is equal to the opposite interior angle. So these are the two main theorems of cyclic quadrilateral, and you have to remember what we have studied. The statements only you have to remember, that in a cyclic quadrilateral, two opposite angles are always supplementary. And the second thing is, the exterior angle formed in a cyclic quadrilateral is always equal to the opposite interior angle. Now let us study one more concept, that is angle on an arc. So I will have to explain you what is arc here. So see the students, I am drawing here circle. This is the center of the circle. Now here if the points A, P, B are there, so this APB is called an arc here. So I am drawing with another color so that you can understand it more. This APB is called a minor arc, and this part is called major arc. So now we are going to learn about angle on an arc. So this is the arc AB, APB actually. Now students, I am drawing an angle. So here from this A and B. So this is the angle formed here, which is called on the circumference of the circle from point A to B. So this is the angle on arc AB, and sometimes we call that angle AQB is subtended on an arc AB. What we call, whenever in the question sometimes it is written that angle subtended on an arc. So here AQB is an angle subtended on arc APB. So this is the very important thing students to understand. Now let us study angles in the same segment. I am writing here angles in same segments. So I have already explained you what is segment here. So now again drawing a figure and explaining you more. So here this is the circle students. Okay, and this is the center. Now as I explained you here, that let be some arc or chord AB I am drawing here. This is chord AB here, and from this chord AB, or you can see this is the arc AB also here. So from this arc there are many angles we can draw like this. Here so many angles we can form based on this arc only, right? You can form as many angles as you want. So here I have formed, you can see 4 angles. This is the first angle, second, third and fourth. So you can form as many angles as you want on any arc AB. And this is the segment also, you understand, this is the major segment and this is the minor segment. So angles in same segment. So these all are the angles in same segment. Let me give the name here so it will be more clear to you. This is PQR. So here angle APB, angle AQB, angle ARB and angle ASB. All these are the angles in the same segment, and the measure of all these angles are always equal. Remember this thing, students. It is very, very important to understand that angles in the same segments are always equal in measure. So angle APB is equal to angle AQB is equal to angle ARB is equal to angle ASB. It means they all should subtended from the same arc. See, this is the arc AB and all the angles are subtended from this same arc only, and they lie in the same segment also. So this is very important thing, students. This thing many times in our questions we are using for solving some questions of the circle chapter. Now let us start with another theorem which is very important again, students, so learn it carefully. In this theorem, the angle subtended at the center, you can see I have drawn here three different figures. So this is the center of the circle and this is angle ACB and this is angle AOB. Two angles are there in which angle AOB is subtended at the center and angle ACB is subtended at the circumference. So what our theorem says is that angle subtended at the center is double the angle subtends at the remaining part of the circumference. It means this angle AOB is double in measure than other angle subtended at the circumference here. So I am showing you here the relation that angle AOB is always double means twice then angle ACB. So ये चीज आपको बहुत अच्छे से याद रखना है स्टूडेंट्स कि जब भी फिगर में आपको दो एंगल्स दिखाई दे, एक एट द सेंटर होगा और दूसरा वो ही सेम आर्क से बना होगा बट एट द सर्कमफरेंस पे होगा, तो वो दोनों का रिलेशन आपको ये याद रखना है कि जो सेंटर पे एंगल है वो हमेशा डबल होगा जो एंगल दिया है सर्कमफरेंस पे. Now this is another figure. You see in this figure this is the angle AOB, this angle at the center, and from the same arc the angle ACB is drawn in this way, but it is correct only, it is drawn at the circumference, you can see. So angle AOB is again double or you can say twice than angle ACB. तो देखो these are the different figures और आपके एक्सरसाइज में इससे भी अच्छे फिगर्स आपको दिखने वाले हैं जिसमें आप देख सकते हो ये रिलेशन. ये देखो स्टूडेंट्स, यहाँ पे ये जो एंगल AOB है वो रिफ्लेक्स एंगल बना रहा है, ये दिख रहा है आपको. रिफ्लेक्स एंगल इज ऑलवेज मोर देन 180 डिग्री एंड ये जो है वो डबल होगा एंगल ACB से जो कि यहाँ पे फॉर्म हो रहा है. So these are the relation you see. This is the angle AOB and this is angle ACB. Here also this is AOB and this is ACB. So in three of the cases you can see that angle AOB is always twice angle ACB. Very important concept. So students, now next theorem which is also very important, in a circle. So here I have drawn a circle. The first figure you have to see for the first explanation. In a circle, angle in a semicircle is a right angle. So here students, this is the center of the circle and AB is the diameter. So here it will form a semicircle, you can see. So if any angle which is drawn at the circumference like this, okay, and which is in the semicircle, then it will be always 90 degree like this. So suppose this is angle ACB. So this is ACB angle is always 90 degree which is formed in the semicircle. This is the diameter. So there are two semicircles formed in the circle and in the upper part or maybe in the lower part. If any angle is formed at the circumference, then it will be always of 90 degree. Remember this. Now second is in a circle, angle in a segment greater than a semicircle. So here you see I have drawn the center O, and A and B 2 points are there which are forming a segment here, and I have drawn one angle also here. So this AB is forming a segment. I can show you with the dotted line here, everyone. So this is the segment, you see, which is greater segment. This is the, see, angle in a segment greater than a semicircle, and it is more than a semicircle, you can see. So in that segment, if I draw an angle, so here if I draw an angle like this, then it will be always less than 90 degree. It is less than a right angle. So this angle ACB is less than 90 degree always. And the third part, in which in a circle, angle in a segment less than a semicircle, you can see this is the segment. I show you again with the dotted line. I have taken center O, and this is the dotted line, which is the smaller part, you see, it is less than the semicircle. So in that segment, I am just cancelling this because I want to show here an angle here. This is the angle I am forming in the smaller segment. It is less than the semicircle segment, and angle is formed here. Suppose here I write C. So that angle is always greater than a right angle. So these two things will help you in the question when we start our exercise, in solving the exercise questions. When this type of questions comes, you should understand that it is lesser than the, it is more than the right semicircle segment. So the angle is always less than 90 degree, and if the segment is less than the semicircle, then the angle formed is always greater than the 90 degree. So here I am writing, students, this angle ACB is equal to 90 degree, which is formed in semicircle at the circumference. You can show it like this also. Here in the downside semicircle, it will be also of 90 degree only. Now in this case, angle ACB is always less than 90 degree. You see why? Because it is greater segment than semicircle. Then here in this case, angle ACB is always greater than 90 degree. You can see this is the obtuse angle, and here it is acute angle. So these three cases, it will be helpful to you in your problem solving in the exercise of chapter 14. Let us start exercise 14A, question number 2. See students, in this question you are given a circle with center O, and here we are given angle BAO as 30 degree and angle BCO as 40 degree. Now students, we want to find here angle AOC. This is our angle AOC, whose value we want to find out. So in this question, you see, first of all, OA is equal to OC. Why? Because they are forming radii. So one more thing we can form here also, radii. This is OB, which is also same as OC and OA. So in this smaller triangle BOC, you can see it is isosceles triangle. So opposite angles are also equal. So likewise, this is also 40 degree, and in this triangle AOB, this is also isosceles triangle, and this is 30. So here also it will be 30 degree angle. So now students, I am writing here what is the reason they asked to write the full working in this question. So first of all, writing OA is equal to OB is equal to OC. They all are radii here. So they all are equal in measure. So now in triangle BOC, OB is equal to OC. Therefore, angle OBC is equal to 40 degree. Right? I have already shown in the figure. Then in triangle BOA, This is triangle BOA. You see, OA is equal to OB. So therefore angle ABO is equal to 30 degree. So these two angles we have already found. So now we can find angle ABC. The whole angle ABC is the sum of 30 and 40. So I write 30 degree plus 40 degree. It means it is 70 degree in total. Right. So these angle, this full angle ABC is found. So now I can find this angle AOC also. We have already studied in our starting only that this angle which is made at the center is always double than the angle made at the circumference. So here I am writing answer as angle AOC is equal to twice angle ABC. See this angle ABC, and angle ABC we already found here as 70 degrees. So 72s are 140 degrees. So this is our final answer, students. Angle AOC has 140 degree, which is asked in the question. Let us take question number 3. Now students, in this question you are given a circle with center O, and here angle, this way you are given angle AOB is 80 degree. So you want to find angle OAB and angle OAC. We want to find these two angles in this figure. Okay, so you can see here again OA and OB, these two are equal. Also OC. Why they are equal? Because they all are forming radii. So I am writing here, first of all, in triangle, I have joined with dotted line, you can see. So this is the triangle AOB. AOB. Angle AOB is equal to 80 degree, we are given. Also OA is equal to OB. Why? Because they are forming radii. So whenever this is the isosceles triangle, whenever two sides are equal, opposite angles are also equal. So I am taking angle OAB is equal to angle OBA is equal to X. We have to let this. For this in triangle, two angles are equal and let it be X. So by angle sum property, I am writing by angle sum property here. Angle O plus angle A plus angle B is 180 degree. So here first O is given to us 80 degree, and this we have just let now x. So this is whole in 180 degree. Now let us take the addition of them. Now by adding this we get 2x plus 80 degree is equal to 180 degree. So 2x is equal to 180 minus 80, that is 100 degree. So x value is 50 degree I found here. So which see these two we have taken as x. So angle OAB is equal to 50 degree. This is our first answer. They asked to get OAB and we found here angle OAB, which is the first answer here. Now second answer, we have to find out angle OAC. So you see again this triangle OAC. In this triangle also OA and OC are same. One more thing students, if I have joined this AB here and BC is the diameter, so it will form semicircle. This is the semicircle you see here, and this is the angle in the semicircle at the circumference. Means what is the measure of it? It is of 90 degree. So now this part of 90 degree we already found as 50. So how much is this OAC? That we can write. So I think that will be very better to write very easily. And another method you can use here in OAC triangle, isosceles triangle, and you can get that way also. Here also you can write the angle. There are different ways to solve circle question. You can use any method, it is fine, but it must be very true and it should be not with any look method. Okay. So now I am writing that BC is the diameter and angle CAB is equal to 90 degree. Why? Because this CAB angle is 90 degree. Angle in the semicircle. I am writing here angle in a semicircle. Right? So now every time you have to write the reason also. So in this angle CAB, I write angle CAB is nothing but CAO plus angle BAO is equal to 90 degree. This CAB angle is formed by addition of these two angles, in which we already have this OAB angle. So that is 50 degree. So angle OAC is equal to 90 degree minus 50 degree, which is 40 degree major. So angle OAC also found here. So we get our both the angle, students, here first and second both the answers found of question number 3.